when people say, well, I don't want to lose my identity in a couple, you kind of do a little bit to an extent, because if you want to be in that couple is what people see. Yes, they see us individually, but we're never thought of as Bill or as Roy. It's Bill and Roy. When either one of us shows up to an event and the other one isn't, because A, we're sick, or B, I'm traveling, whatever, the first thing out of anybody's mouth is, well, where's Bill? Not, hi, how are you, Roy? It's, where's Bill?
Oh, like getting an invite to dinner. It's like, well, they would invite both of us, and I'll say, well, Bill's out of town that night. It's like, oh, well, then we'll do something with you two later. Like,
even though he's completely available and could show up.
You could invite me, but no. I'm only allowed to go with you.
Right. Yeah. So you're thought of as the couple, and you have to be okay with that if that's really what you want. It's not for everybody. You still have to develop, and you're constantly improving yourself so that you are improving you as a couple. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean by putting in the work. It's constantly evolving. We're constantly renegotiating terms of our relationship daily.
New rules.
I mean, he started doing that when we first dated. He's like, all right, when something didn't go right, like, okay, stop. New rule. And a lot of times, like, no, I'm going to have to veto that one because I don't think that one is, going to be effective over, like we would laugh about it. And that's the thing too, is that we can find humor in things together. And somebody may think something is absolutely dead ass serious, and the other person is like, come on. And it's not that we devalue that other person's opinion. It's like, I don't see it that way. And we learned when we're arguing that it's better to end up an argument laughing. And we kind of show the other person, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this. So let's look at this again, and I'll show you how you can laugh at it, kind of deal. We had a friend once who told me something in confidence. He said, you cannot tell anyone. I said, okay. And then about a month later, he said it out loud in front of Roy about something that happened. And Roy's like, well, when did this happen? My friend looked at me and he says, you didn't tell him? I said, you told me I couldn't tell anyone. He said, well, you two are a couple. I just figured you'd mind meld at the end of each day and that you told everything. I was like, not if you tell me no. I'm not going to, because you told me something in confidence. Now that I know that I'm allowed to tell him anything that you tell me, I will. But
you're withholding a good piece of gossip.
I was. That was pretty choice too.
Like even when he travels now, we talk every morning. He has 2 alarms on his phone, but I still call him to wake him up. Plus, I want to make sure he's alive. There was one time in one city where I couldn't get a hold of him because he was just so exhausted. I called the front desk and said, well, we can't call the room until like 6 o'clock or
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And I said, he could be dead.
It's very dramatic.
I didn't really like the idea for men and women. It just seems so stupid. Like they get married, she takes his name, like she has a name. Because we even had that conversation. Like, are we going to take each other's names? Or are we going to hyphenate? And I'm just like, no, it's the name I was born with. I'm keeping it. I shouldn't have to change it. You shouldn't have to change yours. Women shouldn't have to change their names. Yes, my mother was married 5 times. So really.
Well, was it important for you guys to get married?
Legally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we already had wills and what's the thing for
durable power
of attorney. We each had a family member that we think if something happened to one of us and we weren't married, they would find a way maybe to take the possessions and kick the other person out. Don't know for sure. Just had these feelings. So we just thought, let's just really protect our relationship. And so the marriage almost seemed like more of a legal protection, really. We've already been together that many years. It's like, might as well do
We were
it.
together like 25
Right.
years, something like
Right.
that, by the time it was legal. And you were dead set against, like, we shouldn't have to get married or have a legal certificate in order to show everybody that we love each other. And then we realized, yeah, well, that's not necessarily about love. At this point, it's kind of about legal protection.
Right.
And all of the rights and privileges that come along with that marriage. The other thing too is that just being gay and being out is a political act. I felt that not only would it be the right thing to do to protect our relationship, we need to make a statement. And even if it's just being a number and being counted, that can be a powerful
in the census.
In the census and everything. Yeah, that can be very powerful.
Oh my gosh, even early on in the relationship, because he snores. If I didn't get a head start to fall asleep, like if he was already in bed snoring, like I would try, but it was like these vibrations. And so I would just maybe go sleep in another room. Not maybe, sometimes I did. Then suddenly the snoring would stop and he'd stay up all night thinking I had left him. Essentially, that's what was going through his head, like he's going to leave me. It's like, no, just let me go to bed.
The topic came up
30 minutes before
it's
you.
like, no, not separate bedrooms. That's not going to happen.
No, I didn't want a separate bedroom.
No, I know.
Because I'm a pretty sound sleeper after.
We had to figure out something, and I will tell you right now.
I don't know why it took me 10 years to get earplugs.
Earplugs saved that relationship, saved this relationship. That was a huge find. It's something very simple.
Oh, no, but it has to be the right decibel level.
But I'm much better now.